Hello, guys, and thank you for watching. Actually, tonight we are going to talk about a significant topic in US RN or your new NCLEX generation. This is so basic. The it's called the acid base balance in your body. So we have three important values that we should put in our mind. So the first one is the pH. So the blood pH is 7.35 to 7.45. Now we all know in college that the normal pH is 7.35 and 7.45. Now, if it's lower than 7.35, that's going to be acidosis, and if it's higher than 7.45, that's gonna be alkalosis. Now, let's move on to another value, which is what we call as the carbon dioxide. So it's very easy to remember. It's 35 to 45. That's kind of old, but anyway, let's go to another value, which is the bicarbonate. So bicarbonate is 22 to 26. So it's very easy because in college we all know the 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. So it's 22 to 26. It's very easy to remember. Now, in order for us to be able to know the signs and symptoms, we should also know how to calculate the pH, or the acidity in the body, whether it's respiratory alkalosis or whether it's a metabolic acidosis, and so on and so forth. Now let's move on. So if you take a look at the value, as I said earlier, if it's lower than 7.35, and that's acidosis, right? And if it's higher, it's called alkalosis, values that are higher than 7.45. Now, if we take a look at the direction, if the pH of the patient is in the same direction with the carbonate, that is considered to be a metabolic. Okay, metabolic. Now, if the pH is in the opposite direction as to the bicarbonate, that is what we call as respiratory alkalosis, not in the same direction. If it's same direction, as I said earlier, it's called a metabolic value. All right, so I'm gonna give you some examples here. So I'm gonna give you some value. So for example, let us say that the pH of the client is 7.10. Okay, 7.10. So the pH there is low, so it's considered acidosis. Now, if the value of the bicarbonate is, shall we say, same direction as the pH, for example, it's 21. Okay, it's lower down, so both of them are in the same direction, so that's considered already a metabolic acidosis. Okay, so that is one example. Now another example is that when the two values are going up. So for example, I'm going to give you the specific value of the pH is 7.59 or 7.6, for example. So it's alkalosis, right? And if I'm going to give you the value of bicarbonate, which is actually 35, so they're in the same direction. So that's considered as metabolic alkalosis. Now another one, so if the pH is 7.21, so it's acidotic, right? And if the bicarbonate is, shall I say, 20 to 26, it's 37 something, so they are in the opposite direction, down and up. So that is considered acidotic. But then, as I said earlier, if it's not in the same direction, so that's considered as respiratory. So therefore, it's called respiratory acidosis. Now let's go with another example. What if the pH is alkalosis? Like for example, we'll say 7.5, and then the bicarbonate is normal for, shall we say, 23 or 24, so that's normal, so not in the same direction, so that's considered as respiratory alkalosis. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be discussing to you some signs and symptoms of acid-base imbalances in our body. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.